Okay, we are joined on the podium by Charlotte head coach Aaron Fearne and Nik Graves. Coach, let's just start with a general comment from you, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously very disappointed that it came to an end, but extremely proud of the effort that the guys showed all year. I mean, phenomenal. I said it to them in the locker room. They should be extremely proud of their fight, their day-to-day professionalism to show up and work. We obviously know we didn't have as successful season as we would all like, but it's obviously very easy just to quit too. And they didn't do that at all, and they didn't do it all year. And they should be very proud of themselves for that. We know obviously it was a fantastic game. I thought we got the game into the pace that we wanted it to be. We knew if we had to get up and down the floor, it was going to be a tough one for us with the firepower that they have. So I thought game plan wise, we did a very good job of that, and we had a chance.
All right, Coach. We've got a question right here in the front row. Your name and affiliation again?
Hey, Coach. Robbie Listella with the FAU Owl's Nest. This game was much more of a battle than the last two with Florida Atlantic. What were you guys able to change in your game plan that led this to be really up until the end a true battle?
Well, you can't run out on them and just play really loose and free and just let it go. Like, you just can't do it with them. That's the way they want to play, and we did not do a very good job of that at FAU last time we played there. We got caught up in the hype of the environment and played very quick. And, even though we were making shots, and Nik will understand what I'm saying here, because we talked about it a number of times during that game. It's like, guys, I know we're making shots, but we're not going to win playing this way. But for whatever reason, we just couldn't get out of that mode where today, we had to lean back on past experiences of playing them twice. And we knew, we'd played yesterday. We played a hard-fought game, physical game yesterday. And, we just knew we just couldn't play like that anyway. So, I thought Nik did an outstanding job controlling the pace of the game and, getting into a half-court game, which we did.
Nik, I want to ask about Coach's comments about that effort. You guys can't deny that you guys came out here and gave FAU a game and Rice yesterday. Where did that come from? After a tough regular season, it'd be easy just to quit, but you guys didn't do that.
Yeah, we talked about how, coming into conference tournament, it's a whole new season. Everyone started 0-0. At the end of the day, we were the last seed, so we had nothing to lose. No one really expected us to do anything. So just knowing that we're coming out here and we're going to put up a fight no matter what. Like I said, nobody expected us to probably win a game. So just the fact that we were able to get one and try to stack that and get a second one, just bring that fight to teams and trying to grind them down and ultimately try to get the win.
Anyone else in here? Chuck, anybody on Zoom?
We do, and if you have a question on Zoom, just use the raise hand feature, and we can start with Hunter Bailey, please.
Yeah, Hunter Bailey with the Charlotte Observer for Nik. You took a big step this year, played a ton of minutes as that kind of primary ball handler. Will you talk about your season kind of individually and the step you want to take with your game going into this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just blessed to be in the opportunity I was in this year. Like you said, stepped into a bigger role, so just trying to grow in that role and continue to work on my leadership aspect of everything. I think sometimes I'm a little bit too nice, so just getting a little bit meaner and being able to get on my teammates and just hold other people accountable along with myself.
Absolutely. And for Coach Fearne, you talked about kind of the journey through this season. What did you learn? And I guess your first full year, obviously we were here last year as well, but first full season as Charlotte's head coach?
Oh, I think you learn something every single season, right? And as I said to the guys out the back, been on some extremely successful teams, and this one obviously was a difficult season, but I've also had some successful teams where they don't work real hard and don't really fight and aren't real tight. What you learn from this is if you just journey through it and battle and grind and just try and find ways to slowly improve and try and play the best you can possibly play at the right time of the year. That was always the message. I think the guys definitely delivered on that. Yeah, because we played a very, very good team today. They've had a very good season. They're super talented. And it came down to a play here or there. And you can't do that if you don't keep believing in each other. You don't keep working with each other. You don't work for one another. You don't inspire each other. You don't try and help. You try and help guys succeed. And they did all those things, and they'll take those lessons into their life, and they'll remember these things. That's the biggest thing I've learned this year. And that's what you want to achieve as a coach. I think that's the ultimate goal as a coach, is to get your team to work together and compete, regardless of the outcome. You want to fight extremely hard, and man, I'm so proud of this group.
Okay, we'll go next to Sam Perry, please.
Coach, looking ahead to this offseason, this past year, your team's had a really older roster. A lot of players have graduated. What's the focus on improving the roster moving into next year?
I mean, yeah, look, we know we need to improve. We're going to have to up skill and up talent for sure. This league's tough. It's big. It's physical. It's athletic. It's skilled. So we're going to have to do a good job recruiting. Obviously, this day and age in athletics, especially in basketball and football in particular, but it seems to be every sport these days. You obviously, the landscape and the resources required need to be there. We'll have that, and so we've got to put some better talent on the floor, and because I know what we do is difficult to defend. I know we defend hard. I know we compete. I know we're very physical. We're hard to guard. You just got to have the horses, and there's some teams in this league that are really, really talented. That will be the goal. Obviously, this off season is to get into that space where the top teams in this league are.
Okay, we'll take the next one from Dan Tortora, please.
For Coach, going off of what you just said, how do you build and sustain in this world that we live in with NIL, the transfer portal, all these different elements that are going on with this? How do you create the team that you're speaking of and then sustain and grow that team in a world where a lot of programs are struggling to keep a team together enough to have time to grow it?
Yeah, I don't even know if I can answer that question. I'll try. Look, you need major financial resources. I think you need to build an unbelievable culture, and you need to have high-level coaching. I think those three things are essential in having success in this landscape. I mean, you see it at the highest level in this country with the Power 5, 4 schools, whatever you want to call it these days. They all have the same issues. Trying to have sustainable success. Those true blue bloods, you'd call it, that every single year we're just going to win it. Well, that doesn't happen. So how you do that? Look, I think ultimately, if you want my real opinion, is that players need to be contracted. You know what commitment they have to your university, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, whatever that may be, just so you can actually build your roster, hopefully over a little bit of period of time, because you do keep kind of a core group together. That's impossible to do. You can make a heck of a lot of money in this country right now just popping around from school to school to school because they can, and that's what makes it almost impossible to keep any continuity whatsoever. What they are now is you got to put a team together. You got to, as I said earlier, you got to have great dudes so you can get a culture going really very, very quickly, and then you got to coach them up hard and get playing and play well and do it for 9 months, and then you reset. And I mean, I know there's coaches that talk about this is the pro world. It's not. Like, the pro world has contracts. It has commitment to your program, to your clubs, to your teams. This is not that. You can be the best player in this country if another school's got huge resources to get you. So until some of those things start to come in place, I think you're just going to have the inconsistencies of what a lot of these programs are having right now.
So when you look, as a quick follow-up to that, when you look at Charlotte itself, what is that selling point for you of what you're building, of what you're creating and sustaining, and just what you see is that beacon of light for Charlotte and what this can be, what this program can become?
Well, last year we had a taste of what it has been, a long way back. I mean, it was at times magic last year. So it's there. It's a sleeping giant there. And we want that every year moving forward. We want to get back to playing the NCAA tournament and having success in these tournaments here. But, you've got to have the resources to bring in talent. I know we're going to play really hard. I know what we do is difficult to defend. We have a fantastic track record the last 7 years of the producing and developing of the players that we have, and look where they're playing now. High-level basketball. Jameer is playing in the NBA. We've got some guys this year that have been a part of our program that have moved on to other programs. Are going to be knocking on the NBA door at the end of this season. Like, I think we develop unbelievably well. I mean, the guy sitting to the left of me, the development he's made over the last 3 years has been sensational too. But that's a big selling point, big recruiting point for us, and we can prove it because look at the guys that are out there. And Charlotte's awesome. The environment there is fantastic. It's like I said, a sleeping giant that's ready to really wake up.
Well, God bless you both moving forward, and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
We take one more from Hunter Bailey, please.
Last one I got, Nick. When you reflect on the season, is there a moment that stands out to you as maybe the most enjoyable or most fun moment from the season for you personally?
Honestly, I'd probably just say that first day of practice, official practice. I mean, that's where everything's, fresh, everything's exciting. The whole season's exciting, obviously, but, that first day, you still, you don't really know each other, so you're trying to figure out each other, whether that be on the court or off the court. So, just being able to experience that first day of practice and go into the locker room after the first day of practice and laugh with the people that you end up calling your brothers, I think that'd be probably the most memorable moment from this year.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.